And now the moment you've all been waiting for, the last speaker. It is such an honor that I, Natalie Jamerson, have the opportunity to conclude this beautiful commencement ceremony today. It struck me as odd that the title of this ceremony, commencement, is defined to be a beginning or a start. One could view that in many different ways. The start of summer, the start of the next stage in our lives, the start of seriously thinking about college, what have you. Yet I see these next few months and even years as simply the continuation of something great. The unfolding and development of the academic, social, and personal chapters in our lives. I see it as a time to take what we've absorbed here at our years spent at the Bush School and put it to use in the big world. Fortunately, every one of us have had countless opportunities in and out of the classroom to put our education and experience to the test right here during school hours in preparation for years to come. Looking back over the 7 years I've been here, I can make many lists of the opportunities I've had to be a leader, a decision maker, a trailblazer, and an explorer in the classroom, on the athletic field, and as an individual. The encouragement I felt from the faculty during all of my ventures here has been such a crucial part in the development of my independence and confidence. Truman taking us to Math Day at the UW, for example, or Piggy's Science on the Move amp, where we independently created science projects for local elementary school students, or even Todd and T-Duff giving the students the entire responsibility of planning and organizing our Amp Week rafting trip down the John Day River. Though the teachers facilitate our learning, they do more than simply teach. They're the ones who encourage us to strive higher. There's a certain atmosphere at Bush, which I think truly defines the school, that lets the students take the wheel and drive. As I'm sure is true with every student here, I've not only taken advantage of all these leadership opportunities that have been set in front of me, I've created ones for myself and others. My peers have exploited this amazing gift through orchestrating all sorts of projects, co-creating an amp on religion, for example, leading a music class, or running the Senate, let alone recently completing the variety of senior projects. I have to say that I've pioneered a few things myself. Removing plastic disposable water bottles from the commons, trying unflaggingly, though not successfully, to get a biodiesel plant up and working for the school, being on the hiring committee for our wonderful new college counselor, and taking my sophomore spring term off to live in Spain with my family, and probably as one of my most memorable achievements, instigating the celebration of Pi Day on campus. I'm not talking about boysenberry or pecan, rather the day when math fanatics celebrate the irrational number pi on March 14th, 314. These out-of-the-classroom undertakings have not only augmented my character, but I feel I've given, or perhaps forced upon the school, something to remember me by. My time spent in the classroom has also provided me with ample room for leadership and autonomy. This past winter, for example, I was one of the students that worked on our school newspaper, The Rambler. There was no hierarchy of editors, simply whoever wanted to work incessantly or very little had the option to do so. Although our final grades reflected that choice, that was not my motivation. I discovered my passion for writing about our cross-country ski trip to Canada, reviewing the 4 Broadway shows I saw in New York City, or interviewing the student body about their preference for Mac or PC. I put hours into formatting and creating templates to make others' jobs easier. My fellow writers produced some marvelous pieces that I was proud to edit and display in The Rambler, though I was nitpicky because, true to my character, I wanted to present it in the best way possible. I had freedom in my writing, I expressed creativity in my designing and layout, and learned how to work with and organize my peers in an efficient, productive manner. Although I do apologize for my being pedantic, I realized that this was the kind of opportunity that I should be taking advantage of. It was my time to push myself, find my limits, discover how I work under a real-life time crunch, and identify the difference between bossing someone around and making persuasive suggestions. These non-traditional opportunities are, in fact, accredited parts of the Bush School philosophy. Part of the newly developed educational foundation of the school is critical, independent, and creative thinking. Critical thinking occurs in our academics, creative thinking is demonstrated in all of the arts, but the component that strikes me as the strongest and most pertinent part to my experience here is the independent thinking. This class sitting behind me, the graduating class of 2009, is the embodiment of this philosophy, if there ever was one, on and off campus. You think you know someone until you learn, for example, that they competed in the Junior National Swim Meet in Florida, recently entered a local poetry slam, or rode in one of the biggest regattas on the East Coast. One may say that the pursuit of these extracurriculars is simply because Bush is too small to cook to everyone's taste. But I've realized that our class truly pursues these activities because of their passion, enthusiasm, or talent in the field. We take what we've learned from our 1, 6, or even 13 years at this school and apply it at the big, wide world that waits at our doorsteps. All right, junior class, enough yawning. The ceremony is almost at a close, and it is soon time for you, for the last time, to walk out behind us. Deep breath here. In a moment, you are all going to stand up, but my class is going to step down from this stage. Next year, we are going to be at the bottom of the ladder, a humble scattering of freshmen around the country. But next year, you, the class of 010, will be on top. To stay true to the theme of my speech, I invite you to find, or if necessary, create opportunities for yourselves to demonstrate leadership, independence, and confidence. The school has already been blessed with many examples of your autonomy and creativity, and I expect you only to rise higher in your accomplishments in the year to come. But now enough about the juniors. They'll take it all in stride when the time is right. The 50 students sitting so patiently behind me are ready to get out there and live. We're ready to take our education into the world and use it, wear it on our sleeves, and proudly declare, I graduated from the Bush School, class of 2009. We'll now throw our caps in the air, march out of here with our heads held high, and ask you to join us for a reception in the outer courtyard. Mom, Dana, Frank, Mag, Jack, classmates, friends, from the most sincere spot in my heart, I thank you. And as a final hurrah, I'd like to ask my class a question. Oh, what? Oh,
no! Natalie Jamerson. Jeremy Colenberg.